Welcome back. My name is Kit.
My name's Madison.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Streaming Things, streaming Yellowjackets. This time it's episode 8 of season 3, A Normal, Boring Life.
We did it, guys.
Swank Watch
Swank
2025
Watch comes to an end.
It's complete.
Damn.
We did it. We got it.
All right.
I felt like we need some celebratory music. And
That's all we
A-Dog
had.
was the only one I had.
Episode
It actually fits.
8.
It actually fits because this show is so silly that what they decided to do to be like, hey, Hillary Swank is obviously Melissa. Is
The hat.
they put her in the backwards
No. I was crying.
She's just been wearing that for 30 years because she's a
Crying.
cartoon character. That's what they do. It's awesome.
That was so funny. But how does it feel, Andy? Finally, Hillary Swank
just check
has
it out,
graced
man.
the screen.
We
It took
finally
8
got
episodes.
her. It took 8 episodes, and that's insane. So, like, the season can just end now, right? Like, we got her. and
Almost.
Cool.
We got there.
Almost.
I think that they had her for a day. And they that's why we only get her in episode 8. And it's like, okay, let's.
You don't think she'll be in 9 and 10?
Sit her down, and no, she'll be in there, but not much. Honestly, I think that she probably did a couple of days work, and everybody else, puts in months of time. But
They had
Yeah,
Ella
she's-
Purnell for longer than they had Hillary Swank. is what you're thinking?
yeah, pretty much. No, it was great. It was good. I think that she's a phenomenal actress. Melissa's not a character that I've cared about at all, but any way that we can get Hillary in, I'm happy for it. And I'm just, I'm sorry to interrupt and jump in. I'm just so happy that we finally made it here.
I'm happy for you, dude.
Thanks, man.
We were
Feels good.
when I was doing the watch. So we watched episode 7 and 8 at the same time ahead of this recording. And I think Madison and I watched it pretty early in the week. So we were kind of talking back and forth. And I knew, I don't think you had seen it yet. And you were talking about like, Hillary Swank better be in these fucking episodes. I'm like, oh man, he's going to be so disappointed at first. And then he's going to hit that episode 8 and be so happy.
And we made it.
What was your funny theory?
Okay. So I'm an idiot. And last episode, Shauna has tracked down Hannah's kid named Alex, right? And they're going to go find Alex. And the whole time, I had forgotten that the dude in season 1's name is Adam, not Alex. And so the whole time, they're like, we're going to go find her kid. I'm like, you know where he is. You killed him. You fucking killed him. What are you guys talking about? And so when they get to the house, I'm like, what is it? Are we going to finally figure out that like this Alex dude was actually this kid's kid and that's why he was so important in season 1? And then it said Alex is here. And I'm like, oh, wait, his name was Adam. Shit. I'm a fucking idiot. And I was texting Madison. I felt like I had this great theory, but it fell apart because I'm fucking stupid.
Well, you were like, can I share something silly? And I was like, of course. And then you told me that. And I was like, well, I mean, that kind of like, that would have been a cool reveal.
They said it was her daughter, though.
Yeah, they did. But that's why, like, in the moment, I'm like, you guys know who fucking Alex is. What kind of show has 2 characters
Didn't
named Alex that are important?
Didn't matter.
I'm dumb. That's why I was like making fun of myself.
It was silly, but I was like, that would have been like a cool little reveal, like a full circle moment.
I think I
was.
think I just still am holding on to hope that Adam meant something.
Yeah.
No, back when everybody thought it was Javi.
Yeah.
Those were good times.
Back in the good times, yeah.
So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about our overall thoughts for episode 8. And I think there is a lot to talk about. And then we're going to do a scene-by-scene, play-by-play recap, and then finish it all off with our choice cuts, our favorite moments, and some honeycombs, little Easter eggs and tidbits that we can pull out from the 90s. And then our buzzworthy performance, our favorite performance of the episode.
Bear down, man.
That's how it's going to go, folks. Madison, I'm curious. What did you think of episode 8?
So I had a good time. I'm very excited that Hillary Swank was finally revealed. We have her. She's here. I wasn't a big fan of Shauna and Melissa's like interrogation scene. It was just very strange to me, and the dialogue was very weird. And a lot happens in this episode, which is really exciting and really cool. And like I was very entertained the whole time. But again, I think I'm still teetering this line of like, okay, how serious is this show wanting to be? How unserious is it? And so I'm trying to like find a good middle ground to like help myself. So I would say like having Hilary Swank in this episode definitely heightened it and made it a better episode for me. But I would say in the most part, it's probably like a little above average mid episode for me.
Andy, what about you, buddy?
So my overall thoughts, normally I write a little paragraph, couple sentences.
Is it just Hilary Swank in all caps?
No, all I wrote this time is, what the fuck are we doing?
God damn.
This episode goes so fucking far off the rails at the end. This episode was my fucking let goat and let frog moment where I'm like, okay, fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
they can just do stuff. That's fine. I was pretty underwhelmed with Hilary Swank finally showing up. I love her as an actress and I love anything that she does. I think that she's phenomenal. I thought that having her big I'm finally here moment just being sitting at a kitchen table with knives for the majority of the episode being pretty underwhelming.
You keep your knife, Andy. I'll keep mine.
Yeah. I do think that they have some great moments in this series of scenes of the two of them talking, and they're in my top 3, and we'll get to that eventually. I'm happy that we're finally getting Shauna going full old school Shauna mode. That's great. I just think that the way that they did it was silly as fuck, and they skipped a few steps in between. And so I was like, I don't even know how to react to this after I watched it, but it was fine. It's fun. It's weird. I'm here for it.
Steve?
Oh, kid, let goat and let frog. I had fun this episode. The things that I thought were the most fun was just the fact that the girls think they can be rescued now. And I love how that possibility has sort of lifted this cloud of wilderness insanity that they've all been kind of under. And it's really changed the dynamics of the 90s timeline. And I appreciate that because I like seeing like, what are you going to do when you get back to the mainland? What are you going to do? Like they became young kids in the 90s again. And that was really, really fun to see. And I love how that's juxtaposed with the several characters, Shauna, Lottie, and Ty, who feel like there's something wrong and they don't want to go. I think that's a lot of fun. I really appreciated that Travis was like, Akula, that's all bullshit. I just pulled at you because you were close by. And I wanted to hug Mortimer some more that afternoon. Because I don't know if you know this, but Mortimer is dope as fuck. And if anything happens to that duck, I will kill everyone and then myself. I really appreciated that. And then like in the present day timeline, watching Misty being injected into Shauna and Jeff's relationship is so fucking funny because now you have Jeff going like, Misty, don't hang up on me. What did you mean? Like all that was really funny for me. I agree with everything that Madison and Andy said. I do think the reveal of why adult Melissa sent the DAT tape in the first place is a real like, okay kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I think, and then the last
barbers are intuitive.
They are. That is true. And then to Andy's point, the very last scene with some light cannibalism thrown in was also like what are we doing right now? But I'm letting goat and I'm letting frog and I'm having fun and I'm having a good time. So I enjoyed my time with this episode. Kit, what about you?
I think it's pretty objectively awful. That's all I have to say.
That's it? No, why?
I think Hilary Swank is an Oscar-winning actor.
Yes.
But this is channeling like next Karate Kid Hilary Swank. And it's not so much her fault. Like
you put anyone in that baseball cap and they're immediately in the Karate Kid movies.
As soon as the costume department was like, this is the hat that Melissa always wears, so they know it's Melissa. She was probably like, no, okay, I know. Like there's a funny scene. That scene could have been amazing. That whole the sequence, the series of scenes. I don't know what it's called. It's not a sequence because there's other scenes between it, but you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like Tarantino is what they were trying to pull off. Oh, this is Beatrix confronting Vernita Green. We have a long talk building in tension before the explosion. You know, this is the opening scene of Inglourious Bastards. You know what I mean? This is Hans Landa talking to the Frenchman They're hiding underneath the floorboards, aren't they? Having her chug some milk, like build the tension. It doesn't do that. It's just plotting and drawn out and silly. And this is like the main thing of this scene. So yeah, I think it was a huge, we were expecting after all this time, we're waiting for a bomb, and it's a firecracker with a wet wick. That's what it feels like. Yeah. And it's fine. Sure. And also, we're not even talking about everything that happens in the past with I'm staying, especially like Shauna specifically, because again, who knows what she's about to get up to.
The worst.
But I do want to watch 9 really bad. Like, none of you.
Oh, I'm finishing this shit.
None of you.
For sure.
Well, of course we're gonna watch. I mean, like, I want to watch it like.
Oh well, yeah.
Immediately.
No,
You wanted to continue.
I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
Like none of you are leaving. What do you mean? How's this gonna go? I'm curious.
We're gonna have Yellowjackets Civil War.
I have the gun and the crossbow. What do you mean I'm not leaving?
See, again, like I enjoy the things happening in the young timeline, but the adult timeline, I'm like, shit's going crazy.
I love that. I did enjoy, in a silly way, that repeatedly Joel McHale is asked to lead them home, and he's like, "Okay, I get to live," and then has to wait for the craziest conversation to finish, and he doesn't ever interject, or anything. He's always just like. Mm-hmm. It's just silly. It's just silly, and you're supposed to overlook it. And I said last week I would overlook it, and I'm trying, but it's like there's like Joel McHale is I don't know what Joel McHale is, but the character is like a 40-year-old man who fought a Sasquatch.
If he's to be believed,
it's and survived, and he at no point tries to overpower these girls. Which he could easily do. There's a point where Mari is watching him.
Yeah.
He's untied, uncuffed, hands and arms free. And she's just got the gun on the ground and she's holding it by like the barrel 3 feet away. And that's the only thing stopping. You know what I mean? And he's got a shovel. I think it's when he's digging the grave. And he's got a shovel. And he's just like, now I'm going to see where this goes instead of like, what's going on right now?
Honestly, there's something wild going on here. I want to see episode 9.
This is tea. Like, I don't know. It's just funny.
Wait a minute, you girls don't want to go home? Oh, he somehow pulls out a folding chair out of nowhere, just sets it down.
Does the Momoa. I got to see episode 9.
I got to see what happens next.
It's just a silly show. But we're supposed to, it doesn't matter. We'll get there. I'll explain that later. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. Let's get into the recap. Let's just dive into the meat and see what the hell is going on. But first, let's hear a quick word from one of our sponsors. And we're back. Let's dive right in. It starts with Shauna and then some kind of vision, some kind of dream that present day Shauna is having. But also by the end of the episode, you're supposed to believe that past Shauna had. Because the moth shows up.
Moth imagery, yeah.
Yeah. Shauna is scanning items in a grocery store and Jackie's there shopping. It turns out that it's human parts, shrink wrapped, that she's buying. That's a nice touch. I did like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Trick of the trade.
She doesn't like being called Shipman. Why didn't you ever tell me that? I've called you Shipman like literally for like 20 years.
That's your fucking name.
Yeah, well, I don't like it. Well, I don't call you May.
That's true.
It is different for sure. And she says, is this what my life is going to look like? And there's this whole like moths to the flame, right?
And she said she has a boring trade job at a supermarket.
And the whole point of this is worse to her than being like the lead crazy lady in the woods, right?
Yeah.
So this is why she wants to stay back.
Mm-hmm.
In the woods, that meant something. I was a queen.
And that's kind of what they're saying is like she's always like this. And so there's a lot of truth to Melissa's words. That she kind of starts the drama. Am I the drama?
She is.
Because she doesn't like this more normal, boring life. And I do like the title. It alludes to both Melissa and Shauna, but how they take it differently.
Yeah.
One's a sentence to Shauna and it's a boon to Melissa. I like all that. It's just like the finer points of beyond the idea don't quite work. But I like this little vision sequence. Back in the present, Shauna wakes up in her car. She unsheaths and sleeves the knife. Very dangerous way to carry that in there. I would have liked if she'd have like pulled like a Ryan Gosling from Nice Guys and sliced herself. That's a lot of blood.
It was kind of funny because she has it like in her sheath and she's walking away, but her arm's still like sticking straight out on the side, like not conspicuous at all.
Well, it's during the daytime, isn't it? She goes in there in the morning.
Yeah, she straight up fell asleep watching the house.
I get it.
Like,
That's boring.
do you though?
Any suburb worth its salt would have had the cops knocking on her window. Like, can't sleep here. I fell asleep at a La Rosa's once. It's a pizzeria for the uninitiated. Because my son was like almost 2 at the time. And he was, if you know, when your baby falls asleep in the car, you don't wake them up. They're going to be grumpy. So I got to the pizzeria and was like, oh, I guess we're eating later. And was letting him finish his nap. And I fell asleep. And the cops in the fire department woke me up.
Jeez.
They thought I had overdosed on heroin in the parking lot, which is like a really popular thing to do around here. So I wasn't mad or anything. I was like, maybe 10 years ago, that would have been the case. But no, sir. Just taking a nappy.
Let frog.
But I thought of that in this scene. Like any suburb worth its salt is not going to let some lady sleep in the van.
Oh, yeah.
Outside a house right there. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the neighborhood watch?
Dude, if that happened at my mom's neighborhood, the one across the street would have been like knocking at your window within 10 minutes.
They would have clocked her van as being made before 2013 immediately.
Yeah.
What is going on here? Wrong neighborhood, lady.
Yep.
But your brakes go out.
Whew.
I knew it.
All the time.
I
bet you did it for the nookie.
They don't even they don't even lock the homes in this neighborhood.
No.
Shauna walks right in. She finds children drawings, hears laughter and children noises, is unfazed by this, still ready to stab, hides in the pantry quickly. Alex and the kids head out, and it's Hilary Swank. She's Melissa.
Alex, obviously, I don't know if we hammered the point home. Alex is Hannah's kid that she recorded the message for. So what is Melissa doing with Hannah? I don't know. But Hilary Swank, as soon as you saw that baseball cap.
Oh.
Because we see it through the perspective, Shauna's perspective in the cupboard, or wherever she's in.
Pantry.
You've got like the slotted openings from the door, and you can kind of see them walking around. Did you guys like just immediately like Melissa and start laughing?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I didn't. Okay.
You didn't clock the hat?
The only way. Well, she didn't have the hat on at first.
She does.
I don't think she
Does
does.
she?
I think
I
she
don't
puts it
remember.
on because at first I was like, "Who is that?" And the only way I found out it was Melissa's because the subtitling said Melissa, and then she put the hat on. I'm like almost positive she puts the hat on like while she's in the
Like
kitchen.
it's her disguise, her true self.
I don't know.
Alex
but
isn't
She's
around.
getting ready in the morning, and she came down from wherever she was, and was
Yes.
like, "Time to start the day." And they put my
Yes.
personality on my head.
But it literally, I cackled because I was like, "That's fucking hilarious." But I do like her reveal that she like knew Shauna was there.
that was cool.
That was cool.
I love that a lot.
That's not cool.
I liked it.
That
Well,
doesn't make any sense because she doesn't know that it's Shauna. She thinks it's a burglar.
well,
And she's
but I
like,
like that
let my
she's-
kids leave. And then,
What
hey,
a-
motherfucker. Instead of being like, everyone, call the cops. It makes no sense.
I guess more so like she tuned into that wilderness side that they all have.
You don't
That
know
was
whose fucking house you broke into.
well, I don't think she knew it was Shauna, but she knew
Fucking
that
Melissa.
she knew someone was there.
No, she definitely didn't know it was Shauna.
I mean, 9 out of 10 times it's not Shauna in your cupboard, and you're good.
I like what they were trying to do when she
Sure.
sees it is Shauna, who she is scared of. It's a whole different story. Now she's not the tough guy anymore. It's also like the thing that I was talking about earlier, like last week and all kinds of weeks that I love, like secretly I'm a bad motherfucker. You don't know what I've been through, but it doesn't work in context because it's like if Steve was, ushering Erica and the kids were going to the grocery store and Steve knew a burglar was in the closet and was like, all right, honey, bye. All right, motherfucker. Like that's a weird thing to do.
I would do that.
Steve's like, oh, I'm about to have sexy time. Someone broke in.
Actually, it's not to this, obviously not to this degree of scariness, but there have been moments where I've clocked something that would freak the other members of the family out, and I don't say it until they've gone away, and then I take care of it, or I like, hey, something's going on over there, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like she
when
would have.
we thought the house was haunted for a while because stuff was moving around, and I like knew it would freak the boys out if we talked about a ghost. So like, there's something that obviously just happened, and I'm just like,
You no longer think it's haunted? Like you've solved the case?
Oh, it's still haunted.
Oh.
It's still haunted.
I need details.
Again, I'm saying it. We used to think it's haunted for your benefit, so you're not scared.
I see.
I don't believe in ghosts.
It's haunted.
I don't either.
It's haunted as fuck.
I'm not scared.
It's fine.
It's fine. We deal with it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying really hard not to like. I just think Anyway, go on about how fun it is. Because I hopped in like, no, fuck, it's not. Like, I didn't mean to do that.
No, I just like how it lends the fact that Melissa was in the wilderness with them, and she is also a little bit more of a like capable than most people.
They all have an intuition for that type of stuff, and so it was just like, okay, yeah, like Melissa is with it. Like she is similar to these other women where she can identify, like, I don't know, just she has this other instinct, and it puts her on the same playing field as the others. Not necessarily, I mean, in some capacity, but Shauna's clearly crazy. But
yeah, that's like, she's like, you know, you have no idea whose house you just broke into. Oh, I'm pretty sure I do, Melissa.
Kelly.
It's Shauna. And then Shauna says, what are you doing, like, alive? Everyone thought she was dead. And then it's a knife standoff. They both have knives. I did like the line. It was funny. We're not in high school anymore. Let's not do the knives thing, which is not what people in high school do normally, but they do. So that's a funny joke.
You brought a knife to a knife fight.
Well, you married the daughter of the woman we killed. That's super fucking weird.
I agree.
Telling me that story. Mm-hmm. It is weird.
It's very strange.
I thought about it more. The age gap's probably not that bad because we don't know how old Hannah is. And she said she was a teen mom. So like Alex might be like 10 when she's in the woods with them and they're like 17.
Yeah,
so.
I pin Hannah to be maybe mid to late 20s. And so her kid is probably 12, 13 and they're 16, 17 years old. So yeah, not a huge age gap.
And they decide, okay, we can both keep our knives. This is how we're going to have to play this then.
Diplomatic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Misty, this phone call from Misty is so fucking great. I'm sorry. Awesome. I've talked too much about how much I love Christina Ricci, but like it's unendingly awesome.
Yeah.
I'm calling because actually, fuck you. I'm calling because fuck you actually is how I'm going to start every phone call all the time. And that's awesome. But Taissa is told there isn't anything more that the hospital can do for Van. Like, hey, well, let's just put her in palliative care and hospice. She's going to die. We need to start prepping for that. She does not accept that. Mm-hmm. Misty tries to comfort Ty. Yeah. And she really channels. I do think Sammy Hanratty and Christina Ricci are the most congruous people. Like you could see Samantha Hanratty saying that, like, oh, it'll be okay. Like, it's just like the same person in a way that none of the others are able to pull off, I feel like. Mm-hmm. But she says, I need you to help me find the palliative care unit. And we as the audience already know, like, oh shit, she wants to kill one of the almost dead people. Mm-hmm. But Misty's like, why? I didn't think you wanted her to go there. Oh, I don't. That's why I need to find it. Back in the past, Misty is still like full Velma. She's looking for her glasses. I'm so glad they didn't have her break the glasses.
Yeah.
That would have been so tropey.
They are cracked.
They're cracked,
which I believe is how they're cracked in the previous in season 1. We get that like flashback of the Antler Queen and all that, and Misty does have cracked lenses.
Oh, nice.
So this is a nice
pull.
Nice.
This is where that happens.
I was a different person then. Continuity. I would not have remembered that.
Love it.
Travis and Aquila are walking with Cody. And Travis is like, they're full on going to the rescue spot at this. But Travis is like, no, we don't have time to get the other. Nope.
This land of babes has soured. We gotta get out, bro. Let's go. Aquila's cool because I kind of threw her under the bus.
Yeah, I feel bad for that.
But we gotta go.
And this is where he says he completely made it up. Like, I didn't, I didn't have any kind of vision that you were the chosen one. I made that up. I was trying to get Lottie off my back. And
I had a fucked up dream because I was high. You had one because you huffed cave fumes.
So our initial impression was right, that he was like, oh, Aquila.
Yeah.
And remember, because we started to question that. And it seems like that was correct. And he's like, look, we've been doing shrooms, huffing cave gas, all kinds of stuff. Let's be real. Let's get out of here. We don't have time to get everybody else. But also he doesn't want them to stop him. And I think he's like, panic, let's go.
What's real is that Cody, can get us home.
And again, Cody's just got to sit there and watch all this go down like cave gas. You have been huffing cave gas?
Weird.
I love cave gas.
I wanted Aquila to be like, yeah, but I saw a vision of a claymation bear and his name is Kodiak, a bear. So bear down, my guy.
Mm-hmm. We should. Actually, the bear might be a thing. That's funny.
It was a stop motion bear. There's a famous stop motion episode of Community of which that guy starred in. Follow me, Travis.
Mm-hmm. Now you sound like a Severance theorist. Interesting. I wish she would have been like, we have to go get Mortimer. And he would have been like, okay.
Oh, you're right. Leave no Mortimer behind.
That's fair. Yeah. But Akila decides to leave a trail of her sweater. Some yarn. I don't know.
Mhm.
I really wish they would have shown like at one point like her sweater's like all ratty and like small because she's just been leaving a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Akila, what happened to your sweater?
Misty finds the trail immediately because she's got her glasses now. And then it cuts to the group just assailing Hannah with all kinds of questions. Did Mulder and Scully get together?
I love that one. I love that it's Van too that asks it. That's so perfect.
X-Files fucking. We should cover that next.
Dude, I would
so
love
down.
to. I've never finished it.
I've never seen X-Files.
It's
Me neither.
so good.
I know it's good. I haven't watched it.
Like not even just for the 90s. Like it's so good. I would love to rewatch that.
Smoking Man?
Would that be crazy? Would everybody quit listening to us if we just started doing X-Files?
And I think people would be into it, honestly. Every episode is like, Scully, you saw an alien literally hit your knees. And she's like, I don't know, Mulder. I don't think it's real.
Science.
I don't believe in aliens.
I'm with her.
I want to believe.
There's like flies over there on Edwin's body. It's just been out there rotting for a little while. Hannah tells them that she knows who they are. Or who they are, right? We're frog people. Maybe you've heard there. She says that just to drive that home. That
Their noises.
The croaks are the screeching. And she realizes that they're the Lost Wiskaic soccer team. Oh my God, I've heard about you guys. And she tells them that everybody pretty much gave up searching after a few months. They tried really hard. And no, I can't help you get home. I don't even know where I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shauna keeps interrupting and being tough. So she's like, are you like the captain of the team?
I really wanted someone to just like push Shauna away from this conversation. Even at one point when she's like, I think everyone thinks you're dead and they stopped looking. Why did you stop looking for us, huh? Like, what are you doing?
I do think
leave her alone.
There's a decent attempt at establishing a believable change in character and motivation for Shauna here. Mm-hmm. Because of the way the episode starts out with that vision and her fear of normal life and all the things that she's been through.
Yeah.
And then the way that she says, you all left us out here to die. Like she's blaming Hannah for all of society. Not, she's so hurt that nobody's looking for them right now. Right. Like it's almost there.
But it also could be just her again starting the drama because she doesn't want to leave. So like, you guys left us. How dare you, when really she doesn't even want to be found.
Well, that's 1,000% the way she is, right? Yeah. She has status here. And Melissa says it damningly, like even before all this happened, you were fucking your best friend's boyfriend. Like you always want to insert yourself into some sort of dramatic situation.
Yeah.
Girl, you love the tea. But Misty runs in and says, hey, we can find Cody. And she doesn't know his name's that yet. But and the others, I found a trail.
He looks like a Cody.
He does.
I don't know if that's his name. He just looks like a Cody.
It's giving with a K. I don't know. You have to see him.
Maybe a Y at the end. I don't know.
It's an I.
Whoa, even better. That's so hot.
And Thaisa stays back while everybody else goes on the hunt for Cody and Travis and the gang. And she's told to watch Hannah and Lottie. Shauna keeps, which they pivot this by the end of the episode quickly. Like Shauna twice has been like, and fuck her. And then at the end, she's like, I'm with her.
She's cool.
Honestly, I tried the brains. They're not bad.
Yeah. You guys weren't looking. I think you guys are missing out.
With a nice Chianti. Back in the present, Jeff and Callie are out at a restaurant now. They've decided to leave the hotel against Shauna's advice.
I think they're in the restaurant part of the hotel.
Yeah.
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 Oh, when you said left the hotel, I thought you meant left the whole building.
I meant they left their room.
Okay.
Yeah, they left their room, which was against Shauna's advice. They were supposed to back the fuck off and hide and order room service. I like in the last episode that's fun, right? Not really.
No.
This shit's terrible. Jack sees the Joels at this hotel restaurant, which what are the odds of that?
Jack?
Jeff and the Joels.
I don't know why I wrote Jack. It literally says Jack. It's Jeff.
I ran all the way here from the beach.
Jack lost.
The pilot's up in the tree.
No, not that Jack. God, no. Which is really funny to me because this hotel is repeatedly shown to be like a real shithole.
It was a pretty nice lobby.
Yeah, super nice restaurant and lobby. And why are the rich Joels there choosing to meet?
They're slumming it.
Maybe don't they work for a hotel chain? Maybe that's one of theirs.
Oh, they just have shitholes. Maybe that's a good pool.
Maybe.
We get breakfast at our shithole restaurants.
But like Jordan, the reception, like it seems like a nice place, you know?
Yeah.
Like 2-3 stars.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
At least.
But they recognize Jeff. And I love how Callie says, well, why don't they come over here? And he's like, because Callie, some people get waved over and some people wave people over. And I'm apparently that one, right? Like he's just, but he has like a nice little episode long arc in this episode.
The Joels are gross because he's
they're
like,
so
I'm having
gross.
a staycation with my daughter. And like, okay, buddy, wink. And he's like, no,
Yeah.
it's literally my daughter.
That was gross.
Oh.
Yeah, having a staycation. They're like, oh, nice.
High five.
I see what you're doing. You're cheating on that lady we hate.
I get it,
No,
honestly.
that's my daughter. Oh, sorry.
Oh, shit.
But
Gnarly.
they're meeting furniturefam.net, and Jeff is disgusted by that.
Sorry, Andy's insinuation that they'd still be okay with it if it's like, oh, that's my daughter. Whoa, okay, cool. Whatever tweaks your freak, my guy.
I love how I tried to breeze past it, and Steve was like, pause. Let's chat. Misty calls Jeff in this scene. And he's already panicking. He's having hives from his stress from this. And Misty also gives up no information, right?
She ditched us at a hospital. What? Why are you in a hospital?
None of your business. Where was Shauna the day Lottie died? Wait, why?
We were with you when the bingo ladies, right? I love how that whole day is just
The
a
bingo
great
ladies.
memory with the bingo ladies for him. It's so funny.
We were there with the bingo ladies.
It's such a good time.
It's on my calendar. I have so many photos.
Oh, we were with you. It was the best day of my life. I remember.
He pulls a Mark Scout too, because she's like, or somebody asks him how he's doing at some point, and he goes, "Oh, so good."
Yeah.
Oh God, so
Things are
good.
so good.
But Melissa tells Shauna back in the little kitchen thing that she should have just rang the doorbell. Why did you break in the house, right? And so apparently the way that they thought Melissa was dead was suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had left a fake suicide note with no body. Cops are lazy. And Shauna's like out of nowhere, are you still in love with me? it's so cringe, I believe is the word.
Honestly, I never was.
I never was. But she does say she was scared of Shauna, and that's primarily why she faked her death.
Mm-hmm. And she says she wasn't one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Hannah had told Melissa where to find the DAT tape because they had become close. And so she got it, and she wanted to give it to her daughter. She never did, though. And in the process of kind of like keeping tabs on the daughter out of guilt, she fell in love with her. And now she has a good life, a decent job, a great kid, and she goes to church. But none of that matters to you. And Shauna's like, yeah, you're right. None of that matters to me. Sit. Madison, do you have thoughts on this relationship between Alex and Melissa? Seems like you do.
It just seems a little far-fetched to me. I'm like, we don't know who this Alex character is. And, we've just kind of gotten to know Melissa. It just seems very out of left field, I guess. I don't feel very connected to that relationship or Melissa's intentions, if that makes any sense. And I don't know if it's supposed to be.
It is very strange because like we know that there is no connection between Hannah's disappearance and the Wiskaic soccer team because Callie couldn't find that. It's like an implication to her. So there is no like record that they were together. So what did she say? Like, she couldn't say, I knew your mother. We were in the woods together.
Right.
Obviously, she didn't say she killed her.
Right.
But
I think she's just like met her and just doesn't tell her any of that.
I think it's supposed to be psychotic and weird that she's with this woman. Like she stalked her and fell in love with her from afar and then presumably orchestrated some kind of meet cute and
never told her who she really is.
Yeah.
She's what's her fake name?
Kelly.
Well, I guess too. I think my big issue that's kind of overshadowing everything else is like it doesn't feel like there's very high stakes with this entire situation. The high stakes is Shauna being crazy. And that in itself is what's making me upset because there's a lot of elements here too, but like the fact that they're leaning against there being no supernatural. And then you're just kind of putting all of the menacing and like the conflict on Shauna being a crazy person is just really, it doesn't sit well with me. And so it's just like making everything else kind of like, I don't know, unenjoyable. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think they're both capable of being judged You know, like we don't listen and we don't judge. We listen and we do judge, and we're judging them both.
Yeah.
They both have good points throughout this whole exchange. Back in the past, Akilah is purposely slowing them down, Travis and Cody. She's, I think there's a rock in my shoe. And she hears something in the bushes. She knows that's her crew that follow the yarn trail. And she knows it's time.
Move.
Yeah.
they all pop out of the woods like Ewoks in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Which the woodsman did not see coming.
No. I like to imagine that he did, and he was like, I want to see how this plays out.
Yeah, he just kind of just ambivalently stands there the whole time.
I'm kind of intrigued.
What a weird day.
Which one of these is Hillary Swank?
Travis switches back to the Yellowjackets team, pulls up his crossbow, and Akilah's like, nice.
Oh, yeah. You fell right into our trap, Cody.
You got you got Australian for a second.
Crikey.
They tie up Cody and Hannah. And Akilah doesn't like rat Travis out though. They both kind of make it up as they go along and don't snitch him out for like how he wanted to get away. Oh, we were just pretending. We knew you guys would follow the yarn.
Yeah. I actually looked at Akilah and I did like one of these, like a head nod. And that was like the do the yarn signal.
Yeah.
Spin me a yarn.
Yeah. 6 days to the rescue point is how long of a hike it would be.
If you can keep up.
And Shauna's like, Natalie, you're not in charge anymore. Which, you know, is kind of lame.
we had this changed last night. All right.
Natalie's like, I don't give a fuck. This is about rescue.
Yeah.
Bro. We don't know if they're going to tell everybody that we eat people and stuff. And then Cody's like, I didn't see shit. Which is the move in this situation. And then Natalie's like, all right, well, let's pack it up. Let's go. But Lottie's like, no, we don't belong there anymore. And Shauna also hesitates. And everybody's like, shut up, Lottie.
Why should we listen to you? You ate brains, Lottie.
Go fuck your blood dirt. Back in the present, Shauna's like, why did you send me the fucking tape? Which is fair. That's a totally fair question. Hopefully we get a great answer.
I was just tired of having it.
Melissa knows about.
Honestly, I was just tired of holding on to it.
I can't afford the safety deposit box anymore. And I know where else to put it. She knows about the cult and the fact that Natalie died and the new sacrifices. She knows an awful lot about what they've been up to.
Intentional community, actually.
That was a good line,
that
but
was
like
funny.
Melissa's been doing hella research recently.
She's been watching Yellowjackets with us.
Yeah, she has.
She knows what's been going on.
And she says that after Natalie died, she started having all these nightmares even during the day and visions and stuff. And Barbara is her therapist, but she's not an actual doctor or even a real therapist, but she's very intuitive.
Barbara's are extremely intuitive.
Yeah. And she's like, Shauna, this was all in the note, which are we supposed to did Callie get rid of the note or something? Or
I think someone else got the tape before her.
I like that, Andy. That is definitely what it is.
Could it be someone whose name begins with a W?
Probably.
Oh, Walter. We're still going with the Walter theory.
Yeah. I think Walter messed up with the DNA evidence from last episode too. So I think Walter is up to some shit.
Oh, the DNA evidence isn't real.
I think Walter's up to some shit.
Sneaky Walter. So the Queen of Hearts phone, the freezer, the brake's not working. Melissa says she didn't do any of that. And then Shauna fully snaps. I think the only way to be sure, to be comfortable, to live life is to be the only one left. When she's saying that in like an accusatory way that Melissa's doing that, but I think also she's like starting to believe that. It's like, I just need to kill everybody and then I can relax.
That's why you killed Lottie. Wait, Lottie's dead?
Yeah.
Travis?
Cut to Misty.
Travis. I'm here too. I also have a knife in case anyone was asking.
A knife.
That's a knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. And he pulls out a gun. Travis, that's what? Misty. Misty and Thaisa are at the hospital. And then Thaisa's like there reading the chart of one of the guys in the palliative care unit. And Thaisa says, well, he's going to die anyway. And then I love Misty's line read of like, he's dying anyway? Like, wait, that implies. And then she tries to
what?
She tries to do pillow talk with the old guy. But she she can't quite do it. And then he does die anyway, like immediately.
Does that count?
Yeah, that was funny.
We got to get the fuck out of here.
That counts. Wilderness.
Does that
Wilderness,
count?
that counts.
Does that count?
I get my points.
Did she say, does that count? Is that
Yeah,
oh,
she
that's
does.
hilarious. I missed that line. Back in the past, they are burying Edwin. And this is where Mari's supervising without even holding the gun.
Did you guys take... was this weird to you that the Edwin dead body looks nothing like Nelson Franklin?
No.
Okay.
I didn't really pay that much attention.
Because for a sec, because
I noticed that. Yeah.
The shot starts on his
The
dead body
faces.
face and pedestals up to them, and for a split second, my first thought was like, "Who's that?"
Well, Lottie's been snacking. He's going to look different.
The back of his head, not this of his head.
No, we don't know what she did when we weren't looking.
That's true.
Oh, my note. I was reading my notes. I'm like, what the fuck does water become slurp mean?
Come on, man. Slurpee. Yeah, 2 more letters to make it legible.
Slurp.
I actually loved the little sequence that we get here.
Yeah, this is great.
Where she imagines it's a Slurpee, and then Misty's shitting on a toilet, or maybe peeing, and she has toilet paper and Van's in a
Rubbing
big
the toilet
comfy
paper on her
bed.
face.
They're all thinking of home and what it's going to be like.
Ply.
Or even any ply, just toilet paper
That's
at all.
Seriously.
Will be a
She's
boom.
imagining the good stuff, though.
But Thaisa immediately fuddy-duddies. What if we can't be together when we get back? And, it's been a long time for us, but it hasn't been that long back in the world, meaning like people are really prejudiced against gay people.
Mm-hmm.
And Van says, I'm optimistic, right? She's just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, we're going, right? And Thaisa's like, we're going to have to kill them, Van. This place will
Things
follow
we've
us for the rest of our fucking life, right?
Why is no one thinking of this?
And Van's like, we're going home. But Sleepy Tie disagrees.
Mm-hmm.
And
The no-eyed guy shows up behind her.
yeah, he's just
Yeah.
standing there like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with her.
We should get some ice cream.
Ugh, that Slurpee's not real.
Remember me?
You want some ice cream?
Because he runs an ice cream shop.
Yeah.
Shauna and Melissa are packing, and Melissa's upset because she didn't worry about her when she got shot with the arrow. I can't wait to get the fuck away from you, right? You didn't even care about my wound. And Shauna lies. I wanted to be the person that got the guy who shot you, girl. She's very toxic
Girl,
now.
come on.
She's gaslighting her.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I got you.
Stop being such a bitch.
Yeah.
And Melissa's so excited to work a 9 to 5 and just be home and be normal. And this triggers Shauna, the moths to a flame thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's the opposite, which is how they are in the present timeline as well.
I just love how comical they make Melissa want a boring life. Like, I don't even care what job it is. It could be boring as fuck. Like, in fact, if I could just get a job where I stare at white paint drying, count me in. I'm all about it. As long as I got my baseball cap and nothing else, I'm good.
I could marry Hannah's baby and just be happy.
Sorry. I don't want to say that in front of you, Shauna. Weird.
Are you going to take your knife sheath?
I made it for you.
Back in the present, it's a cool transition from the knife sheath to the knife on the table. It's decent. And Shauna's like, I'm not stupid. And Melissa's like, no, you're not. And I'm not insane. And then Melissa's like, I wouldn't go that far, right? And Melissa says, I didn't kill Lottie or do any of the things that you said. And she says, your life is a lie, Melissa. You don't get to have a normal life. Because she can't get that, because she can't allow herself to have it. So she's not going to allow anyone else to fucking have it. She gets up to get water, tries to be all coy and shit. No. She grabs her knife a little bit. This is where she sees the phone on her daughter.
Just a little bit.
Her daughter on her phone. Is that your daughter? Does she know about all the stuff you did? Actually, she does. And, this culminates in Melissa
even
going.
the frog stuff?
Yeah. Who's
Well,
lying now?
No, not that. Shut up.
She knows more than Melissa would think, but no.
Mm-hmm.
Shauna is lying here about the extent to which Callie is informed. And we cut to Callie's end of leaving the voicemail, because that's who's calling.
I think you're Breaking Dad.
Yeah. And Jeff's in the other
While
room trying to talk to Misty.
While Shauna's Breaking Bad, she's also
Nice.
Breaking Dad.
That's true.
That's good. That's good.
Dun-dun.
He calls Misty a freaky little four-eyed mushroom.
I loved
That's
that.
perfect.
That was so funny.
And then he completely loses it.
I can't.
He's crying into pillow status.
This is me
Um,
every Tuesday.
And then he's like, you got to have one parent that's keeping it together. What do you mean by that? And then this is when Callie comes out with it. We're like, no one's after mom. And I think we both know that. And I think whatever happened to them out there really fucking messed them all up. And Jeff's like, you're right. I do think that. I think everybody's crazy. Let's just go home. And let's listen to Wonderwall, because who doesn't feel it when we listen to Wonderwall?
Mm-hmm. We always feel it.
In my notes, I have Wonderwall - fuck off.
Yep.
I'm like, come on.
My notes are fucking Wonderwall.
Yeah.
And I love that song, but whenever you use it, it's probably the jukebox at a bar and everybody's mad.
Oh, for sure.
It would have been better if Jeff said, "We're going home, but first, this is Wonderwall," and then he starts playing.
I would have bought that.
Yeah, same.
Champagne Supernova would have been a better choice. You know?
Agreed.
Back in the past, to Wonderwall, all the girls are packing up. They're all so happy. What could possibly go wrong? Akila finds all of her crops dead. All the animals are dead, but it's just a vision. It's not real.
We get a confirmation that Melissa is a cultured person because she too would dip fries into milkshakes.
That's right.
Like all cultured people must.
Well, she's talking about Mickey D's back then, and the Frosty and the Fry trip was
milkshake,
the move.
Quarter pounder, and fill it up with a Sprite. She lost me on that one, but
no,
I'm
but
happy
Sprite,
for her.
Fountain Sprite slapped back in the day.
A Fountain Sprite, she still slaps.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying I disagree with her. I'm not hating.
Right.
I think Fountain Sprite often has a weird taste nowadays. I don't know what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they changed the sugar.
But we're talking late 90s.
Yeah.
This is like a good 10 years before they came out with the berry Sprite. You guys remember that brief
I
spell?
remember berry Sprite.
Well, I feel like if you're hitting McDenis, then you got to be getting
The Coke.
the high C.
Oh, you went high C on me.
I don't think they
Yeah.
have high C anymore.
Well,
in
this
the
is 90s.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
And then maybe win the Monopoly game on your fries.
But the
Yeah.
Coke
Loved that.
at McDonald's still slaps.
Yeah.
Yes. And the root beer.
Did you guys watch
Oh,
that
really?
documentary about how it was all like this mob scam with
The Monopoly thing?
Yeah.
I heard about it. I didn't
What?
watch it.
It's really interesting. You should watch it.
Huh.
Nobody was winning.
Shameless plug.
But Lottie, of all people, it comes up like, what's wrong with you? Are you being weird? All the animals are fine.
I love that Lottie says this while her mouth and face are just covered in another dude's head
Why are you
blood.
being weird?
You're acting crazy.
But I also love it at the end that she's like biting her lip. Like, did you see something? I love
Did you have
visions.
a
Hot.
vision? Tell me what you saw.
Was it French?
Were there dead things? Ooh, I hope there were.
Natalie goes to the plane. She puts Coach's jacket in there. She's like, sorry, you didn't make it literally 24 hours, Coach. Anyway, see ya.
Really shouldn't have killed you, huh?
And then she
Yeah.
hears the wilderness spirit and she's like, we're leaving.
Oh,
We're going home.
Fucking
Well-
frog.
oh man.
Yeah, fuck you and your frogs. We're out of here.
you should be leaving now. I have agents on the wade.
It's Kermit. That is the.
He's the we know the frogs are
can
the
that be the
wilderness.
voice now?
Hello. Hello, friends. Did you enjoy Edwin's head?
I need an offering.
Miss Piggy.
Back in the present, real Thaisa is like trapped trying to get Sleepy Tie to let her see Van.
Mhm.
Let me. That's a pretty cool visual.
I like that.
But back in the past, they're all excited to leave. They give a little pep talk to Cody. Look, listen, motherfucker.
We're trusting you.
Hey, I'm cool. I'm tied up. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
This is the most entertainment I've had all year.
But Lottie says she's staying.
We have 2 more seasons of this.
Yeah, guys, come on.
We can't
And-
leave now.
Only Sophie's the only one getting work. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, of course it's okay for you to leave, Sophie.
I mean, Jasmine's doing okay with the whole Scream thing, but that's going off the rails. I think we need to hang out in the woods a little while longer. Plus, that's not home, Nat. You're trailer trash. Where are you going to? Come on, let's think about this. And then Shauna's like, I'm staying too. Andy's.
Well, at least Nat says what we're all thinking.
Yeah,
She's
it's
like,
like,
for
fuck.
fuck's sake.
What?
What?
Yeah.
And she keeps saying, well, then the rest of us are going. And then Ty, I did love this though, because Liv Houston is so good that when Ty drops her pack, you know, you hear Van go, fuck no, pick that up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pick it up. Like it's
the best part of this scene are these two.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And Tice is like, guys, it's just like, don't you feel it? No.
The vibes are off.
Like I do like this internal like fear of, you know, going back into the real world. You've tuned into this other side of yourself that, you know, to have to jump back into the reality of everything else is very scary. So like I understand that narrative and like that
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah.
And also too, like, you know, I do like this moral issue they have with the people who saw them literally sacrifice somebody. So like that's cool. But this scene is just so like none of that is like being brought up as like a potential like reason for them to stay. It's just no, we're gonna stay. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
I think there would be some really great like award-winning performances and scenes where it's people sort of being open and like we did some wild shit and I'm worried about going back and I don't know how I can live a normal life after seeing and doing the things we've done. Mm-hmm. The closest we get to that is Ty and Van in the previous scene. Mm-hmm. But I wish they would have leaned more into that, to your point, than just like, no, the woods, you know?
Yeah. It's like the wilderness is keeping us here. No, it's, well, we don't know what it is exactly, but it's a combination of you guys have just, you know, tuned into this very feral side of yourselves, and then now you have to go back to society and like act a certain way that society wants you to act. So yeah, like I get that, but again, it's just like I feel like there was a different way to present that.
Yeah, you're not allowed to leave.
You just can't leave.
You're gonna be with me.
And then Nat's like, okay, you three hang out, and Shauna's like, no. Somehow she's gonna keep all of them from leaving. I hope a crossbow just sprouts in her forehead somehow.
Oh, yeah. Melanie Linsky wasn't actually Shauna all along.
That's the twist. It's just silly, but I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how they do that. And then Jeff is checking out of the hotel. This is such a stupid thing to love, and the people accusing me of certain things are gonna have extra ammo now. But I think one of my favorite moments is Jeff checking out and then going, "Oh, that's right, it's in the cloud now." Boop, doop, beep, boop, boop. It's so stupid.
Honestly, what he does in this scene is something that I've done where like I go to check out and the people at the front desk are like, why are you talking to me? Just fucking leave. Just get out of here.
I like talking to people. Back then, dad. But then Jeff accosts the Joels. He throws Shauna under the bus and then flips it on him like, or maybe you just bang boring chicks. Let's go, Callie. And Callie's like... And then Callie's in the back all proud, like, yeah.
That's my dad.
You guys get lame ass. Let's go.
My mom puts it down.
I don't know what this scene is supposed to be, but
it is kind of fucked up. The couple of lines he says is like something like, she's the fucking reason most people don't like me, but I'm not her. I'm the reason most people like anything.
I kick ass.
Yeah, I kick ass. I run a furniture store.
I'm the man for the job. I just wanted you to know that.
Yeah, not FurnitureHome.net or whatever the fuck that dude was from earlier in the episode.
Furniture Fam?
Yeah, I think so.
Melissa in the kitchen claims that it was all just happenstance. You're crazy. You start shit because you hate yourself. You've always been shitty. Nobody likes you for real. You're terrible in bed. And that's all I have to say about that. I drink 23 Dr. Peppers.
I think you came here because you want your life to explode because it's fun for you. Mm-hmm. You want to burn it all down just so you can watch.
You stir the pot.
She gets the water and tries to make a grab for Shauna's knife, but Shauna like snaps her forearm, throws her down, bites her arm and says, eat it.
I love how...
Did she make a grab for the knife? I thought Shauna just snapped.
No, she tries to grab Shauna's knife.
Okay, I must have been taking notes there.
I love how Shauna is like, I heard all of your criticism. I heard all your points. Counterpoint.
What the fuck?
This shit escalates so much. She rips her flesh out, and which that's even fine. Like the flesh, the bite, Tyson did it. It's aggression.
Eat it.
But the eat it thing is like, what? Why?
You're not better than me.
Or I'll tell your family who you really are. What?
To why?
Like, okay.
Melissa? My middle name's Kelly. It's not a big deal. And that's the end of the episode. It's time for our favorite moments, our choice cuts. But right before that, let's take a brief break to hear from one of our sponsors.
Hello, Stream Fiends, as we march into the vibrant spirit of spring, where new beginnings bloom and the chill starts to wane, we want to pause for a moment of gratitude. Before we wrap up today's episode, we have a very special tradition that's as revitalizing as the first day of spring, acknowledging our super patrons. These incredible individuals support us at the $25 tier or more, nurturing the growth of our podcast like the March sun encourages the flowers to bloom. They are the roots of our community, ensuring that our creative endeavors continue to flourish. So let's give a special shout out to none other than Xander Barbarian, Aubrey Carell, Daniel Pack, Nice Guy Eddie, Taloon, Jordan Garvin, Albus Stinkpot, Haley Maddlestat, Susie Callahan, Anthony Corona, Jim E, Lady Trashley Milady, Sean Myers, Just Liz Calabria, Mike from New Hampshire, Brett X, E Scramo, Lil Tickler, Svento7, Jay Scramo, Blothpum, aka Ashley Ray, Adam Busby, Big Butthorn, Jer Latanovich, Kaylee Sampson, Rabbit Dog in a Barbie Car, Elpander, Charlie Friday, Alexis Adler, Peaches, Emmy, Haley B, Joe Velez, Trisha Bueller, Sun Loving Mortal, Suzanne Rode, Jadinklage Morgoon, Kalisha Reeves, Paula Garcia, Brenda, Aaron Armstrong, Kevin Strother, Ashley Powers, The Thrift Creeper, Casey McCain, and Enza. Thank you all so much for supporting Streaming Things all this time. And with that, let's get back to the episode.
And we're back. It's time for our choice cuts, our top 3 favorite moments of the episode. Madison, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is the very end when Shauna just like goes absolutely crazy, mainly because it was just like so, oh, I didn't see that coming. And then it was just a series of events where she broke Melissa's arm and then bit it and then tried to force Melissa to eat it. It was just, I was like, what the fuck? So, and it was one of those scenes that just stood out to me and will stick out to me for probably the remainder of this series. So that's my number 3.
Andy?
That's my number 3 also. Just fuck it. You know, I'm down.
Just fuck it.
Steve?
My number 3 favorite moment is just Jeff checking out of the hotel at the end, because I really kind of vibed with the whole like, ooh, I'm actually not supposed to be checking out of hotels anymore. That's kind of chuggy, as Madison would say.
I thought you were still supposed to check out. And like,
you don't have to.
You're supposed to like prove that you're out of the room by whatever time you're supposed to.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Just leave. Yeah.
Huh.
They'll
I'm
know.
that guy.
They'll know when they go to clean. I always drop my key cards off, and
I mean,
like,
yeah, you're supposed to drop the key card off and then just.
but there's like a box for that. You don't have to talk to anybody.
Okay.
But then also him confronting the Joels and sort of taking a little bit of power back, and he's just so funny, and affable, and like it's like that. Yeah, you like him a lot, and it is a weird scene. Like, and that's my daughter behind me. There's a weird little vibe to it, but it's fun.
That's my number 3 as well. The Jeff checking out scene for all of those reasons. It's just a really fun scene. Madison, your number 2.
My number 2 is the Hillary Swank reveal, where we find out that Hillary is Melissa, but more so just Hillary, she's here.
Hey!
Finally, she's here.
Queen.
I remember just like audibly gasping and being like, oh, she's here finally. So that's my number 2.
Andy?
My number 2 is the opening with Shauna working a boring 9-to-5, scanning body parts, and Jackie calling her shipman. She's like, I always hated that. And she like seems hurt, you know? She's like, why didn't you fucking say something? I don't know. It was great having Ella Purnell back.
We all miss Ella Purnell.
Steve?
My number 2 favorite moment is just the little sort of supercut montage of like the girls imagining what they're most excited about getting back in the real world. So Mari's got the Slurpee, Misty has the toilet with the toilet paper, Van's got the bed. That was just fun. It was good fun. I wish they kind of would have done more with it. Like I would have loved to see what Jen's into, all that stuff. But I understand you don't want to like go to the well too many times. But it was fun. And Melissa saying that she would dip the fries in milkshake. I like that.
My number 2 is Andy's number 2. It's the opening vision with Shauna and Jackie. Anytime Ella Purnell shows up, it's so great. And again, I do think this was a really good effort at explaining where like Shauna's head's at. And the themes of the episode kind of come together, even if the finer points didn't always work for me. Madison, you're number one?
My number one is the conversation between Van and Ty, where Ty is like, what if we can't be together when we get back? And they have to have a real conversation about their relationship for the future, which I feel like given the circumstances, this is very crazy, but that is a valid question for both of them to have. And then, Ty also kind of brings these other issues, we're going to have to kill them. This will follow us. And then Van's like, well, this will follow us for the rest of our life. I'm seeing both points of contention with, I guess, the soon to be civil war between the two sides. But I really like Ty and Van's relationship. And I think at the core, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess like their relationship has kind of been like a foundation for the show throughout. And so I really like this scene. I feel like it has a lot of emotional weight to it between these two.
Awesome. Andy?
My favorite moment is between Shauna and Melissa when she says that her life is normal and boring and that's how she wants it. And Shauna says, you don't have a normal life. You don't get to have a normal life. I thought it was good dialogue. And the bit, especially at the end, where you think your daughter still loves you, whose line now cuts deep.
Mm-hmm.
Steve?
My number one favorite moment is the Hilary Swank reveal. She's finally here. I was excited. I laughed so hard when she put the baseball cap on. And I know you didn't care for it that much, Kit, but I like the whole all right, whoever's in the cupboard, get out. And then, oh shit, it's Shauna. I just really like how that contextualized who these two characters are. I don't know if the rest of the episode lived up to that moment for me, but in that moment alone, I was like, oh, here she is. Finally, here we go. That's my number one moment. Kate, what about you?
My favorite is, I think it was your number two, Steve, the homesick sequence where we get I just thought that was a really clever little montage of, in such a fun way, showing how excited they are now because they haven't imagined that going home would be possible. They gave that up. And so they haven't thought about these tiny things. And now we know that they're going to be stuck there because of we know how long they were there. We know this isn't going to work out. So I imagine they've created a little bit of a normal life there. Some cannibalism every now and then, but they have a community and something like a routine. And it's going to be miserable now that they've remembered Slurpees and toilet paper and McDonald's and beds. I just thought it was super fun and visually interesting. As soon as that turned into a Slurpee, it was oh, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of a brilliant little thing that I really enjoyed. But now it's time for our honeycombs. If anybody has any throwbacks or Easter eggs or anything to point out.
I just want to get this out here because the episode ends with one of my favorite bands ever, Sleater-Kinney. Mm-hmm. Got Dig Me Out by Sleater-Kinney and sending us home made me super happy.
Madison?
Wonderwall by Oasis.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That was it.
All Right by Supergrass is playing during the montage. We are young.
I like that song.
Keep our teeth nice and clean. And then obviously the X-Files nod.
Yes.
Which, again, write in if you want us to cover X-Files.
Yeah, I fucking love that. I got nothing. Is that it?
That's it for me.
Now it's time to end the episode with our buzzworthy performance nominations.
Buzz.
Madison, who are you going to give it to?
I'm between two people, but I think I'm just going to give it to Hillary because we've waited this long and I'm just going to give it to her. She fucking killed it. The backwards cap. Yeah, I love it.
I'm giving it to the hat.
The hat, yeah.
Andy?
I'm going to give it to Melanie Lynskey again. I don't know if I agree with the pace at which they are having her character transition, but I'm excited to have Melanie Lynskey just going full psychopath. That was fun. I think she did it well, even if it was silly. And all of the conversations with Hilary Swank were great performances overall.
I gave last episode's Buzz Award to Lauren Ambrose. This week, I'm giving it to Liv Hewson, young Van. Just for that one little scene where she's like, pick that up. Because you could hear the desperate pain that like, no, I'm not leaving my partner behind. And I just really, really like just that small little moment was like, it caught me in the throat a little bit. Like I'm going to start crying because you really feel it in that one line delivery. And I think that's why I'm going to give it to her.
I agree. I'm also going to give it to Liv Hewson.
My guy.
For the same reason. I've been appreciating, I think Madison years ago, whenever this was, she talked about Liv Hewson a lot. And I should have been paying attention more. I apologize for that.
It's on you.
Wow.
But now I'm just like, Liv Hewson, crushing it. Give her some more work. What is going on here?
Madison, you fixed him.
Also, if you like Melanie Linsky like this, you have to watch a movie called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. It's directed by Macon Blair, who is the star of like Blue Ruin, a bunch of Jeremy Saulnier stuff. And it stars Melanie Linsky as like this sweet suburban woman who gets robbed and just refuses everybody's an asshole. I'm not going to take it anymore. And her neighbor is Elijah Wood with a rat tail and nunchucks.
Oh,
I remember this. Yeah.
Who wants to help her out.
I remember that movie.
Super fun, quirky movie. Yeah, shout out that. But that's the end of our coverage of episode 8. Next Friday, you'll get our coverage of episode 9. Hopefully you checked out our Severance mailbag. That dropped a couple of days ago. So we're gearing up for some new shows coming down the pike. But Game of Thrones and Midnight Mass are still going strong over on Patreon. So become a patron there if you want to check that out. That's all the time we have for this week. My name is Kit.
My name's Madison.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Steve.
And this was Streaming Things, streaming Yellowjackets.
Happy streaming.